Thank you for staying with us, and welcome back to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. Now I have my in-house analyst well seated, positioned and ready to go. Ginekolo, let me start from you. Thank you very much. You're positioned like Jack.
Disbarring Jack.
They have jacked me off the reach of the governors. So they are jacking very well
the money.
Governors, I pity them now. I mean,
why?
They should be going for a kind of funeral. What am I talking about? In fact, they should be mourning at this point because their oil well is gone, just like the subsidy is gone. So I'm sure they won't be happy at all.
They won't be.
I equally have Samson Eze here.
Good morning to you,
I would have
sir.
said you are fuck, but let me be very mindful.
I think I like that word. Fuck. I'll be giving Ginika piecemeal. Some fuck. Ginika is Jack.
Let me start from you, Samson Eze. The celebrations in relation to the judgment yesterday, is it over the top?
It's over the top because it's between 6.5 dozen. What do you want? Local government election. The governors will give you local government election, and when they give you that short end of the stick, that coronation that they call local government election, where their cronies, political allies, political stooge, they will get them to win the election for them. And when they win, in Benue State at the point when Autumn was there, the monies accrued to the local government were going to them, but they created an account for them where they called a joint account, a joint project account, where the local government chairman, when they receive the alert, they will transfer the money to that place. And when you want to become a local government chairman, you must have been told that this is what is involved. And the moment you go against it, they will do you something. You remember Abu Dhabi?
Yes.
And a lot of others. So now a politician gets emboldened when he sees that heavy millions in his account. You heard the former local government chairman that during his time, OHAFIA local government was getting well over 179 million. Sometimes it gets to 200 million from FARC. But he gets a paltry 5.5 million. That takes care of what he uses in running his office as a local government chairman. How do you want to perform with that? 5.5 million. So indeed, the oil well is gone. Gone to the wind.
And they are really mourning.
Not
honestly.
They have congregated in Abuja
and together.
They will be having a memorial service. But they should know that a Supreme Court judgment is a law.
Okay, so I think that was a fast one. That was a very okay. That was a smart move by the federal government. You just need to give it to, the president, the attorney, whoever that actually engineered this. That was a smart move. Something you recalled here. During I think that should be the 5th alteration of the Constitution. That was last year, in the last session of the National Assembly. Just a few of them actually passed the local government autonomy bill that was sent to them from the National Assembly. I'm talking about the state houses of assembly. You recall. I recalled also that Abia State actually passed that bill. I mean, they ratified the bill sent from the National Assembly granting the autonomy for local government. I remembered very well. But majority of the houses of assembly did not agree to that for obvious reasons. Of course, you would have seen the hand of the governors doing one or two things, by making sure that they frustrate, that particular bill. And that was how that bill died a natural death during the last session of the constitutional amendment. Now, maybe it started during Buhari. Buhari never liked this idea of each time. At a point, he made an executive order, if you recall.
Yeah.
He did. He signed on executive. Everybody shouted that executive order is not the law. It's not the law. It's just a proclamation of the president, and as such, the president's proclamation cannot be the law. So I think for the president, the attorney general, or the federal government to have played smart, by approaching the Supreme Court, seeking the interpretation, and actually mandating the governors, to hands off local government for that was a very smart one, and they couldn't have even defended it. You recall when they said, "Come for your hearing." They started looking for documents everywhere just to go and defend what I do not know. I knew that, in fact, even before, for the very first time, I knew how Supreme Court was going to rule on that matter. Before that, because I knew that state governors or the state government had no case to. They couldn't have defended that, and that was what played out yesterday. So that was a very good one. That was a sound judgment. At least we are getting to somewhere. I've always said that the governors have been the major problems we are having in this country. Just look at it. The governors, you see these 36 state governors, they have been our major problems. And you now ask, the president today used to be a governor.
Yes.
And he created more local government development councils.
We will come to that. We will come to that because, sorry guys, now you look at it again. If you say this money goes to the local government directly, what of those states where the governors have created development centers? For instance, Lagos State, Ebonyi State, and other places.
Even in Enugu
State,
yes.
They have created what they call local council development centers. So what is going to happen? How are they going to sustain those structures? Head of structure. How are they going to sustain those structures? So let me give you an idea. For I think May, Abia State got 4.2 billion.
This May 2024.
Yes.
Local government
for the 17 local government. For the 17 local government.
4.2
billion. And then you have a situation where an OHAFIA local government gets well over 200 million. OHAFIA South will be getting like over 200 million. About with depending on the population, depending on the size, depending on the IGR. There are so many indices for the calculation. But they get this much and they get nothing at the end of the month. And
so maybe each of the local government would have gotten like 200, above 200 million.
It is not like something that is shared equally. Okay. It depends on the population of the place, the landmass, the IGR, and so many other things. But guys, do you know that upon all this, local government workers are still being owed in some places?
Yeah.
The past administration left so much indebtedness, even in the local government. And I don't know whether the present administration has cleared it. So what do you do in such situation where there were development centers created? What do you do? What are you going to do? And then can we have another body conduct the election? If you do it, you are going against the federal principle, because you can't have a national electoral commission come and conduct a local government election. So we have to go back to the ground norm, which is a constitution, and structure this out. Then I looked again at the reactions coming from everywhere yesterday. The president, who is at the helm of affairs today, had his own fair share of interference with the local government.
Sure.
Created an development center.
All of them.
Then I heard Akpabio talk yesterday.
I saw OUK too.
And then I called my friend Dianima. I said, how many? He said he can't remember a couple of elections within 8 years. And all of them are talking. Then you heard OUK.
He was also applauding the judgment.
And then how many elections?
No, he conducted a few, but not.
Then how free were the local government within his time? So they are all culpable. But at this moment, I think they have to succumb to this. But it is between 6.5 dozen Genica, unless we have an independent body that will conduct an election for the local government and allow other parties to equally have a go at it. If not, they will give you a guideline. Get the money, submit it. If you don't submit, they'll kick you out.
I had wanted to ask where it leaves the states that are running on caretaker committee chairman now. We have the mayor in Abia State.
The federal government should hold to that money. After all, Obasanjo did it to the president today when he was governor. Hold on to the money of every state that is running the local government with a caretaker or mayor, whatever name you want to call. Don't send the money. Let them go and have election, even if it's a coronation.
They have not they have not really seen the the judgment. No, the certified true copy of that judgment yesterday. But going by the judgment of the Supreme Court, it means that every CTC or mayor or whatever you call them, I mean, they are no longer, they shouldn't be existing. But in the absence of that, they say nature abhors vacuum. Who should now be the should be leading the what's it called? The local government administration. Okay, they have
civil servant.
They have head of personnel management and all that.
They are civil servants.
Okay, so
can fill in the void.
I just like I said, the governors are always the problem. How I wish they can adhere to the judgment of the Supreme Court. They should know that it is now the law. But then again, we also have to consider. Okay, now I think that should be a question that a legal practitioner should answer. Now that the judgment has been delivered by the Supreme Court, what happens? Are we expecting to see an executive bill move straight to the National Assembly to amend that aspect of the law, so that we'll have it on document that, look, this is now the law going by the proclamation of the Supreme Court, because that should be the normal thing to do. The executive has to forward a bill or whatever, so that we can have an amendment backing the proclamation of the Supreme Court. And I think that should be the normal thing to do. Then you are talking about the issue of conducting a local government election. That is when they are doing the 6th alteration now, chaired by, I think, Ben Carlo, the Deputy Senate President. Fine. If that's the case, I don't think any House of Assembly will now hold on to it. I mean, we'll make sure that they frustrate it, because it won't hold any water. Their major concern had always been the issue of finance. Now that that one has escaped them, it's no longer in their hands, I think they will give it accelerated ratification from the once that bill drops, because of course
yes, don't die.
So
go back to your husband.
You need to go back to where you're coming from.
Let's talk about the governors. Of course, they are in the forefront of the discussion. Where does it leave their influence on the state? Are they now going to say, okay, local government, you are receiving such amount of money, you have to take care of your program?
No. This is where accountability comes to be. Probity, accountability and transparency. This is where it comes to. Now, the local government chairman will know that any penny you receive, you must give account of whatever thing you are receiving, just like the state governors do, even when we don't even know what they are doing. Some will award contract, we don't know how much. If you are asked, they say go to Ministry of Works and all that, as if it's the Ministry of Work that is awarding the contract. I mean, if as a local government chairman and you are given an allocation, say 2.2 or whatever billions of naira that is allocated to your local government, you should be able to tell your people how you are spending the money. And you should know that local government have some limited responsibility. Talk about payment of salary of their local government workers, right?
I think teachers,
primary school teachers, healthcare, health centers.
Exactly. These are rules that normally the state governments have taken over.
Exactly. Take for instance,
when you've taken
provision of transformers and all these things. I think that should be the responsibility of local. And I also know that local government, they do not have the mandate to tar roads. Yes. They can only grade roads, because maybe their resources may not be enough for them to tar some of the roads and all that. But you can grade it and make it motorable. I think that is, if they will have another leg to this is, let's start having selfless leaders. It's not all about giving we have fantastic laws in this country.
Populist leaders.
I mean, how they are. Most of them are very selfish. The leaders that we have, if you give somebody responsibility, if the person is selfless in terms of service delivery to the people, we should be seeing, development at the grassroots. Even this issue of insecurity would have been curbed.
Let me come to you, Samson. Okay. I need to get your reaction on this. He has talked about accountability, probity. And if that is at the forefront of this discussion, it means that the government would be forced to hands off the local government.
Yes.
They have hands off already.
Oversee credible election. Allow competent people to come up. Shouldn't that be the case?
It should be. And then the law equally mandates the State House of Assembly to oversight the local government.
Sure.
So whenever you go against it, the state house of assembly will come for you, and they will do something. Now, go back to the days of Sullivan Chime in Enugu State. He did a lot silently. One of the local government chairmen we had interviewed when I was in Enugu, one radio station, confirmed to us, Uche Anioke, he confirmed to us that Sullivan was not touching local government funds.
Oh, really?
And you could actually feel the impact, feel the truth in what he said, because you saw development from all spheres quietly. Things were going on smoothly. That's what you get. Now, another leg to it, Ginika, is this. For those our brothers in the other side of that place where you go every time, the House of Assembly.
Okay.
The State House of Assembly members across Nigeria are slaves that love their chains, in quotes. Now, why am I saying this? The law has provided for their own autonomy, but they need to push the button. They need to force their own autonomy, and the law has provided everything within their space to get their own autonomy.
I think they are not open the gate for them. Well, maybe they can approach the Supreme Court as well.
Now, the judiciary can move with their own. Get civil society. They will bring it to court.
And immediately
you stamp it, you keep pushing it to Supreme Court, and all these other organs of government will now have a breath of fresh air, and the political ecosystem will be open, and someone can do something within your own space. But the situation where the governors carry, and when they are campaigning, they will promise you local government autonomy, and when they get there, have a high sight of what is in the cover.
So, just like I said, they are the problems we are having. So, because I know that just like they've held on to local government fund for such a long time, that's exactly what they are doing to the state legislatures. So those people cannot even do anything. Look at what is happening in River State. That's a clear example. Because though we know that there are some political undertones, associated with what is happening in River State. But then again, what is happening in River State is just, let us forget the political undertone. The state legislature, they are trying to stamp the authority. But the governor is trying to, have his own people that will always do what he says. And that's where we talk about the issue of rubber stamp lawmakers. That is it. If the legislatures, the state legislatures, these ones, they are what's it called, having is it commission or what? Like I heard that other state, those ones are just talking, because who will even appoint those people? Is it still not the governor? So if they can push it, maybe they can also approach the Supreme Court and make their own truly independent. Then by that time you start whittling down the powers of the governors. They are too powerful, and they are using it against the people. Honestly,
that could lead to strained relationship.
It's not. That will lead to stronger institutions, democratic institutions. Once you have strong democratic institutions, this issue of INEC will rig election for the president, INEC will rig election for this, the judiciary will deliver a judgment in favor of this person, we will not see them again, because you have a very strong, very, very strong institution, and we have a credible democratic system.
Okay, so OUK conducted only one local government election. I don't know, Ginika, you were always in Enugu, so then Ikpazu had 2 elections, and he was on his way to having another one.
Before the upper court came.
He wanted to have an election for Alex Oti, which was not out of place anyways, because it was still within his powers to conduct the election.
Yeah.
But
there was an upper court.
Election or coronation?
No, but the issue is now.
But if a local government could have 170 million and you're giving him 1.5 million, and it's an elected local government, you better make him a mayor. At least he drives a bigger jeep. When you remember that you give Uguena 5 million, you know that he can't even take care of his gardeners. You respect yourself.
So, but I'm just thinking of what will happen to the mayors. They just renewed their Their tenure.
mayorship.
They were just reappointed again.
They should go.
I mean, because they have like 6 months.
Picking where you call carry don't die.
So
What you they do now? You want to dey chop?
Gentlemen, let's open the
So
phone
I
lines.
think Governor Alex Oti should start planning how to conduct elections.
Wanuku rapokwa nawano. Misa Wusigo.
Let's open the phone lines 0808-1826949 0811-605-2949. Good morning.
Morning, guys.
Thank you very much for joining us.
My name is Kingsley, calling from Abia.
Go ahead.
What the Supreme Court has done is fantastic. See, like Ginika said, or Ginika, or get off my friend,
Go ahead.
the governors are a major problem. Do you know they are still holding the fundament for judiciary? I work with judiciary. Our fund is still in the hand of the governor. They are still holding the fund of the legislatures who do not want to liberate themselves from the shackles of the governor. These guys are something else. So I just pray that this local government autonomy will work. The judiciary of the state levels should go and get their financial independence. That is the way to go. Man, I commend you guys for discussing Nigeria. For me, I'm tired. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We can't get tired, you know. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning to you. You are live.
Okay, good morning. Wizzy, Samson, and the Guinea.
Go ahead. Hussein Manode.
This man is calling from Mumbai. I want to congratulate and appreciate Mr. President for the feat and the Supreme Court they achieved yesterday. Then the other way around, anyway, I'm still begging the National Assembly to, go for constitutional amendment so that INEC will be conducting the election instead of the State Electoral Commission. That is number one. Number two, I want to talk about as far as this judgment that came up yesterday. What about those boys that we always complain about that giving these women wearing a pronoun and not local government? I believe that the works of mayor or city chairman ends yesterday. So what happens? I'm still expecting government of Abia State to come up, or the local government people, since they've gotten the autonomy, to come up with their publication to denounce any revenue collection, because most times you see them exporting money from
Wrap up your thoughts now, Hussein
going to
Manode.
Orioba, so that they need to, Abia need to know, and those people should
Thank
be
you.
apprehended, because anybody that is doing that is doing illegal work.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Wizzy.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Samson, and good morning, Ginika.
Yeah.
Honorable Commissioner.
The man from the Boulevard.
Mr. Wusigo.
The way people are saying it's funeral for the new governors, I hope they will not come and arrest you guys there.
Not today.
Samson says, I want to go in the mayor, I don't want My brother, I don't have anything to add, but to tell you that I sent something to Ginika, to you, Samson, and which is authentic. From last year till this moment, the money that has come to Abia State local government in terms of allocation is 53 billion. I say 53 billion plus. So when you now calculate it and now know how much those local, our Uganda them are taking, then you will not pity Uganda and the co. You see, this idea of putting in a mayor, and the mayor is dying in silence. The mayor is giving 2 or 3 million every month, and he will be grumbling in his office, but he will not want the governor to hear. Now, the truth is that when the election is conducted, one, the EFCC will go after this chairman. All of us will be helping them to now say 120 million has come in, 200 million has come in. We will be talking. You know, when you put your satellite on a man, he cannot do otherwise. So let it be, even if it's coronation, let them coronate. But I know the House of Assembly will soon remove that law and put INEC. So it's a win-win for us, so that one why or not is getting up to 300 million a month. Do you guys know? 300 million. But go there, can you have a project of 200 or 300 million? So the governor, look, Today, those guys are illegal. They are illegal mayors. We should be addressing them as illegal mayors because they will not get allocation from the federal government again, starting from July. So God bless you guys.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Let's continue to get your reaction. 0808182649 or 0811605249. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
My name is Dr. Madoka Okoro. I think Samson and Ginika Oloha have successfully put it very well. We are practicing democratic system of government. In other words, presidential. And we are following America, but we are not following it right. What Ginika has said is being a stronger institution. It's not about money. It's about the people. So we now have 3 areas of government. We have the national, then we have the state, and we have the local government. Why don't they just pick up the American Constitution? You go through these things are easier. When you have mayor, there is nothing about mayor. Mayor is just like this local government chairman or so. They can create their own commissioners. Then when something talking about it is of responsibility from the nation and from the state governors doing their job, it becomes competitive. For instance, Ojos Okalo comes to build roads in Bende. Down state wants to build in Bende. Then the local government chairman or the mayor, for instance, the mayor, because it's presidential system of government, the mayor wants to build road, then there will be competition, heavy competition. All these things is all about money. They have not understood, but it's a wake-up call for all of us. If Samson said it, let us look at what we are practicing. Are we doing it right? No, we are not doing it right. So now it's time for us to say, which way forward? Is it the American Constitution, or is it the Guinea Constitution, or is it the Samson Constitution? Everybody has woken up.
Man gotta do what man gotta do.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, gentlemen of the press.
Go ahead.
My name is Engineer Sam. I'm calling from Ascoli Mediation Kingdom.
Okay.
The judgment yesterday was we win to the local government, but the question is, did the government, will they allow them to do this? Because like Ginika said and our brother they said in the, earlier, will they go back to the constitution and change the joint account? When you hear what the former local government chairman of OHAFIA said, it's very shocking to Nigerians. And we go there to blame them and blame that they are not doing it. But I think this is them anything to do. So this thing I'm asking, just like our governor here, who everybody has voted our heart. 2015 now he came to revise our promotion. You see now how to revise the local government adoption.
Okay.
I pray that it will work out.
Thank you.
For us.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much. Let's look at some of the comments on Facebook. This one is coming from Ifani Ekugo Oscar, and he's saying you guys are wonderful. And I greet you in Isukweta. I don't know what he wrote there, but it's for Mr. Ginika. Chinedumoka for saying good morning, gentlemen in the house. The Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy is a grassroots judgment that will guarantee grassroots development. The landlords should conduct local government election. All right, another comment dropping from Nelson Onwoka, and he's saying the Supreme Court judgment is a breath of fresh air. Now the people can truly start experiencing the essence of having a grassroots government. Let me go to the SMS line so we can take a couple. I think I really can't take calls at this point. This one is saying, good morning, gentlemen in the studio. I'm happy today to hear that. Okay, this person is an Ibazo fan. He said, I'm happy today to hear that Ibazo has been the only civilian governor who conducted election twice in Abia. David AGK from Umuakwo. And this one is saying, good morning. Prince Willow Swago from Umunachobo. I hope our leaders. I quite believe the Supreme Court's judgment yesterday was not to huru either ways. If the Supreme Court can delve itself into the Constitution, stopping the governors from tampering the local government fund, it would have delved into stopping the conduction of elections by state CX, stopping the state governors fixing their stooges in local government. I think that's the much I can take, even though that are still further down the line. Gentlemen, it's time for us to go. Maybe your final shot.
Mr. Chairman, we should go.
No. You have that's Fak and Jack.
So the thing is, Gerika, I won't be surprised if this judgment is not obeyed. The governors are already meeting. And,
what are they meeting for?
Calm down. There will be a political solution to it. You see, this had been tried in the past. You know how they fired me as the NGF chairman in his time, frustrated all this. So this probably took them by the storm, and I think they were more interested in how to shortchange the workers. They were interested in a negotiation, and there will be a meeting ground. There will be a meeting ground. But I'm saying that the federal government should start from this July. Any state that is yet to conduct the election, no matter the type of election, do not release the allocation to them. The person is disobeying the law, and the federal government should not encourage any individual in Nigeria, not even a governor, to disobey the law, the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because the Supreme Court judgment is a law in itself. So nobody should encourage disobedience to the law.
I just saw that Soludo said they are reviewing the job, reviewing it to go to approach the ICC. Maybe they want to approach.
It's almost like
International Criminal Court.
It's almost like 20 years that they've not had election in
Anambra State. So what
even Peter Obi,
all of them. So you say you are meeting to review the judgment. After reviewing it, you go and appeal to the ICC, right? Obey the law. That is the law. I don't know why they are so obsessed with local government funds. Leave their fund alone. Manage your own.
52% of the nation's money is going to the federal government. I think 26% to the state governors, 20% to the local government.
See, these governors, they have enormous money. Some of them go for security vote. They also have ecological fund. They have the normal money that comes. And they will do the IGR. I don't understand. What are they doing? And when you check all this money they are collecting, look at what the development in their various states. Is it commensurate with the money they have received so far? Zero.
So many questions. I think we have to reschedule this.
Where you call carry.